Thank you. Good afternoon, viewers, and wherever you are watching us from. Sometimes it's good morning for those of you in the US. For those of you in the UK, it's afternoon. And wherever you are watching us from, we want to appreciate you joining us on this show, on the John Mayaki Show. Today, I have one with Honorable Dr. Washington Osifo. We are going to be discussing a lot of issues about him. He's not been around for some time. Somebody who writes articles, and they're very punchy articles, expository articles. We've not seen him for a while, and we begin to wonder what is happening. So we reach out to him to say, Honorable, come. What is happening? You have not been around, you have not... We've not seen your television pontificating on serious issues, especially in the polity. A lot of things are happening in the polity. Uncertainties everywhere, both in the APC and in the PDP, both socio-economic issues. We need to find out from this erudite scholar, Honorable Dr. Washington Osifo. Good afternoon.
Thanks for having me, Mayaki. You look good.
I want to appreciate your time. We are supposed to have you yesterday. Unfortunately, some technical issues came up, and thank God we have you today in the studio.
Thanks for having me.
What happened? You've not been in the radar for some time. What have you been busy doing? What?
Well. You know, life, has different faces. Sometimes, if you are not here, you are somewhere else. In any case, you can't be everywhere all the time.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but we've been watching, we've been involved, contributing somehow, maybe off the camera.
Then recently, you suddenly appeared somewhere, and people see you as somebody who has been unfairly treated by the present state government. And the deputy governor was said to play a major role in making sure you don't assume your seat in the State House of Assembly. And the people saw you together, snapping picture together, and people were worried. What happened? Why are you doing that? So, what happened? Tell us.
You see, I am a Christian, and this is where we're different. When I fight objectively, not because I hate. If you are my friend, you are my friend because you have good conscience. And if you think you are my enemy, I am not your enemy. I'm only trying to tell you that there are ways that is accounted unto man to behave. And if you behave otherwise, I will tell you the truth. I have never grudged anyone, including the governor. Phyllis Shaibu, the deputy governor, is my friend. We've been together in so many battles and struggles. He knows that I will not do anything that is untoward. He knows I will not sell anybody to buy my future. He knows that no matter how juicy it is, I will not jump at it. If it will not please my conscience, give glory to God, and represent good relationship with people. I was the chairman at some point of Edo State, the Edo Isefans, one of the most potent groups that ever came up, well organized. We wrote, because I like writing, I've always loved writing. We took it to another level, beyond the expectations of those who, put it together. And I'm sure today, my friend, my brother, Phyllis Shaibu, Deputy Governor of Edo State, is happy. The SSG is happy. And everyone is happy, including you, I know, because you followed us. We were a force. We were not a force because the name was simply Edo is safe hands. We were a force because of the character.
Is Edo State still in safe hands?
The nature of persons.
Let me find out. Is Edo State...
Concept of being in safe hands would suggest that there's coercion for the purpose of moving a state or a people forward. But it will mean that you de-escalate tension. Anything that takes it up in a manner that divides us and destroys us cannot be said to be safe. Therefore, Edo as it is today, regrettably, is not safe. It's far from being safe.
Then people wonder why will you snap picture your followers. I'm sure they called you to say, Honorable, no, we have been fighting for you. Why will you go and snap picture with that guy who debarred you from the State House of Assembly?
Again,
yes.
Leadership
Yes.
is by example.
Yes.
and we must forgive so that we can move on.
But
Those who hold on so strongly to the ugly parts of yesterday do not have future. I have a future. I'm focused. And nobody can distort it because that is God's intention for me. And I'm walking in line with the directive principles of God. Therefore, I will tell the truth, even to my parents. I will tell the truth to those who call themselves my best friend. It doesn't matter whether it hurts them. The best way I can tell you that I'm fighting a just cause, an ideological battle, is to hug you and greet you when I see you. And that's exactly what I did.
will you do that when you see the governor, Governor Godwin Obaseki?
It may interest you to know that I was on an airplane to Abuja from Benin. We boarded together. I greeted him. But you must also see that, those who are not like you.
Did he answer you?
Listen, those who are not like you are not like you. The moment he saw me, he was taking a quick walk. It doesn't matter whether he likes it or not. We come from the same place. He's from my local government. I took him to the home of his traditional ruler because he's just a village from my village. He's my brother. I do not hate him, but he's doing the wrong thing, and I will continue to tell him. Now, those who criticize you are your best friend. If only those who criticize you are your best friend, because they want you to bring the best out of you. If the best is brought out of you as a governor, I am not the governor. If I will be, it will be sometime in the future. I know what I can be by God's grace, but I also know what I cannot be. I can be the governor of Edo State. Okay, but when I saw him, I was greeting him. He just started washing the hand, and he was in a hurry, and I said, really, the Bible said, and God cannot lie. The sinner runneth when no man pursueth. That is his nature. Let him run. For me, I will continue to greet him, and I will continue to, to tell him the truth. It doesn't matter whether he likes or hear it or not. I will say it. So for my supporters, let me give them this special message that when I hug you, Jesus did it. He said, I didn't come for those who are saved. I came for those who are lost, that we may help them, to be saved. And this is not the first time that followers also were not happy. Jesus was almost despised when he went to the house of Nicodemus, the tax collector. He went there. People despised him. So how come? What are you doing with this somebody like this? And the question he asked, even for when it came to the issue of the woman, who committed adultery, who they wanted to stone. And when they picked up their stone, he was writing on the floor. And while writing on the floor, he signaled something. If you know you have not committed, be thou to cast the first stone. You see, we are not what we are because we want to be this. It is by the grace of God. It is a mark of conscience. I've always been like this. I have no hostile intention. In fact, my very close followers that are needed to me will say, when I tell them, I have an avowed spirit of fellowship to all and malice to none. When I do things, like I said, I do not do it because I have malice. I do things because I believe in doing it. I will not deliberately wrong anybody. Because I have always said, even if you have 1,000 years to live on this world, one day you will take your last breath. According to the Bible, when your eyelids are closed in death, and you now become stone cold, nothing will matter anymore except your good conscience and your good character and what you left behind. So I want to continue to bring to politics those natural abilities and consciousness within which I was born. I will not abandon it, and I do not intend to do that even in politics. I am a Christian. I fear God, and I must demonstrate it by my love for the people. I am always ready to take the stone because it makes me stronger. When you throw stones, I use them as stepping stones. And that is exactly what brought me to where I am
Quite
today.
interesting. Thank you
So for me, he's not my enemy, but I will continue to tell him what he's doing is not right. If he continues to fear that he doesn't know what I will do when I get there, unfortunately, that will not stop us from telling the truth.
Good. If you're watching us, please call us. Your man is here, Honorable is here. Let's ask him some questions. Join us to say, oh, you are doing well, you are not doing well, this is where you should go right, and this is what you should do. Please call us and contribute to this discussion. Thank you so very much, Honorable. There's this crisis that has been going on. Now, I'm going to ask you if you think there should be an alternative to this legal impasse that has been on in the State House of Assembly. Namely that a case has been in court for 2 years, 8 months without hearing. And you are supposed to be in the State House of Assembly and represent your people. Unfortunately, election is next year. What are you thinking? People say you abandoned, you absconded, and you were hiding in a hotel in Abuja. I mean, you can't be hiding in the hotel in Abuja. Where people voted for you, what happened?
Well, this is what you just mentioned a while ago in your introductory remark, where you were asking how come you were hugging those who did it.
Yes.
And I told you that it's unfortunate, but it happened. But my response the direct response to your question will be, why do I need to hide? No. I'm in this business to give my best. And my people are aware. Increasingly, most of those who didn't know me, what I stand for, they are now aware. You see, ideologically, when you are bringing things that are quite unknown within a system, it is slow to come in, to sit. It resonates. It resonates. So what we have brought in is character, it's integrity. What we have brought in is to say no, that money does not do the magic. What we have brought in is that you can't sell others to buy your future. And they thought that we were going to break. That is principle. That is character. Again, my brother, bad as it is, we will not prefer money over and above service to our people. God forbid. Because like I said, one day you will take your last breath. I want to be remembered for my meaningful contribution to the development of my people while I am here. I don't also want to leave badly for my children and their children's children. I didn't inherit it from my father or my mother, and I will not bequeath it to my children. So I just want to live, contribute my own quota meaningfully to the development of my people. Now, Godwin Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, working in connivance with certain persons, my friend inclusive, calculated all of this to stop us from being inaugurated. And like I said yesterday, is it possible, is it logical to think by any reasonable standard that you brought yourself forward to contest an election within your political party, and it spanned over 2 years, preparatory, primaries, not to talk of the general election. You spent time, you spent money, you spent your emotions, you sacrificed sleep, you took risk of being on the road. And at the end of the day, you were not the most qualified, but you already told yourself that I'm qualified for this job. You contested amongst others who are as qualified as yourself, if not even more qualified, to be modest. And at the end of the day, God gave you the victory. The people gave you the support. Now, that was within your party. You went to the bigger one. It was quite challenging. Again, another round of huge spending, because election is not cheap. God gave you the victory. Now, unfortunately, the man whose election you invested in, because I invested in Godwin's Obaseki's election in 2016, working with the then governor, Comrade Adams Ali Oshomun. I was commissioner for energy and water resources. I haven't served as commissioner for education. Godwin Obaseki and myself, who were in the same cabinet, although I was commissioner, he was, in attendance, not a member of ESCO. But however, because of the position he occupied at that time as economic advisor to the state, then he was there in attendance. As a matter of fact, he's supposed to be my friend. He was my friend. If he were not my friend, I wouldn't support him the way I supported him. I supported him with my money. I never had any 1 naira gotten from him. While I supported him with my money. And like I said, I took him. We come from the same local government. We come from the same ward. I am from Wenisi. He's from Ike, which is just 2 minutes walk from my community. I took him there. I recall that the day we were taking him there, I graded the roads with my money. I never took 1 naira for him. I spent money on him in my local government and he won election. I wrote for him. I campaigned for him in one election. I was the one who carried the kola nut plate when I took him there and they prayed for him. And this man turned around to pay me with ingratitude. For me, like I said, I've forgiven him. But the future belongs to me. Now, it is illogical to stay away. But the man, let nobody forget, the question should be, why should you decide to inaugurate an inauguration, organize an inauguration at night in a nocturnal hour? A nocturnal hour will be an hour of the night. It is not a time where you do business of the house. The rules of the house will say business of the house is done between the hours of 9 and 4 p.m. So anything done outside the circle is nocturnal and not acceptable by law. Now the question is, assuming we did our press briefing on that day, 10 days after all other states had inaugurated their houses of assembly, I would say, look, inaugurate us. And you told us that when you are ready, you will inaugurate us, but now you are not ready because you don't trust us. I said, why?
Why are you guys planning to impeach him? No, the guy is saying you want to impeach him.
Now,
you want a speaker that is capable of impeaching. Is it true?
Now, let me tell you, my brother. A sinner run it when no man pursue it. We are just coming in. You, in our calculations, you have not done anything or committed any impeachable offense. Except there's something he did for which his spirit is haunting him. Which I said, like I said in the sister channel yesterday, that even when you leave, you will not stay beyond November 12, 2024. Whatever you are doing today will trail you when you leave office.
Yeah, right.
So whether impeachable or not, he will still be, his conscience is already impeaching him. And when he leaves, these things will come up.
Yeah.
Power and protection of office will not be available to him anymore. So he will face whatever records. He will face family records from people who ordinarily he stopped their children from being inaugurated. Do you understand? He will face my constituency and the constituencies of that 14. He will face the people of APC. He will face the people of PDP. And as it is today, he will face the people of Edo State. So for me, he will face humanity.
Yeah.
And above all, the wrath of God. So I will not do it by myself. So the truth is that I couldn't have stayed away, having spent so much money to contest that election for years. It is draining.
Yeah.
But he stopped us. He didn't give me money when I was contesting election. I contested that election with my money. After spending so much money on his own. So, for me, he calculated it. That was why he did it at night. The Bible said, a thief cometh at night, only not to kill, but to steal, but to destroy. When anything that is connected to night is evil. So that nocturnal arrangement was done at night to favor his dark plans. Until today, all he's doing is protecting those dark plans that he carried out on that fateful night of June 17, 2019. Now, I also asked a question in our sister's country, and I've asked severally. Now, will it be justiciable to say that we are in court asking that the door should be opened so that we can go in? We started challenging this when an attempt to reach out to the party and other leaders of the state to talk to him failed. We went to court to seek redress. Now, why we were there? Why are we there? We are there because we want to come in. So it is not logical to even say we ran. Why should we run? And we will go to court and be knocking that we want to come in few days after you have stopped us. It's because we want to come in. And we feel that since it has failed, political solutions have failed, then the court should be able to do the needful. But he came to court too and joined. Why is he joining? What are the issues? We are in court because he's joining issues with us that, we cannot come in. That's why we are in court. Assuming he comes to court when he was served, either directly or through his representative, that he should be in court. Or through his co-travelers who were responsible for whatever they did. And I said, okay, fine. I don't have issues with them. I asked them, they are here. My Lord, I have asked them to come. They said they are not coming. We don't have issues. Even as we are here now, let them follow me. We will go.
Will you want an alternative to court settlement, as in alternative dispute settlement? Out of court.
I am a lawyer.
Yeah.
I am a trained alternative dispute lawyers.
Okay.
And I believe in alternative disputes.
If the governor calls you today, will you listen to him and sit with him?
Look, my brother, it is not a gift.
Yeah.
It is an election that I won, and I still carry the certificate of return by INEC. Nobody has it apart from me in my local government. Therefore, if he wakes up today and God touches his heart and he says, Washington, I think this was politics.
Yeah.
I wanted to protect myself. Now that I've protected myself and I have it, well, I think in the natural sense of it, can we talk so that he can come back? It is not a gift. It's a right for me. It's a right. I will answer him because I want to work.
Yeah.
I want to represent my people.
Yeah.
A confidence was reposed in me, and by extension, the other 13, okay, to represent them. Everybody looked at that this 24 as the best thing that would have happened in representation to Edo State within this time, because some of us, they knew some of us were there. And that is why they are frustrated that we are not in. So if he calls me, and he calls the 13 of us, we have continued to tell him, and we will continue to tell him. Even lately, we're in a sisters program like this, you know, whatever. I don't want to mention it so that I don't use your station to advertise. I don't know if it's allowed.
No, bracket.
Yeah, we were in bracket, but at least let me observe the rule. Even if I don't observe the rule, I don't know the rules. I must play within the boundary because I'm only very regular in this sector.
Yes.
So thank you for permitting me to use in bracket. They called them. What was he talking about? Alternate dispute resolution.
Yeah.
You know, we are in court since 2 years and 9 months now. And the court has not heard this matter.
Why? What do you think is the matter? Why?
Interest. Simple. Interest. The court is conniving, is colluding. When the president said the problem of this country is judiciary, every day I see reasons to believe him. There are good men there, but there are a few bad ones. And those few bad ones, they whatever bad they do overwhelms the good ones.
Yeah.
And this is where we are. There are too many catch and carry, personalities who came into that circle without proper screening. They came in by reason of interest. They are there, not because they are the best. They are there because they want to do someone's bidding. And they are doing it. And they are messing up a system. They are. So they are colluding, they are conniving. This is the 8th judge and the 3rd CJ that is suing through this case. It's a shame. It's a shame. We wrote. We told the public when the present CJ was to be appointed. We told the public because we had an information that it was going to be taken from the judge who was handling it, and the man was going at a very good speed. Because what we wanted is that it doesn't matter if you want to rule against us, but or if you find we are not saying you must rule in our favor. Do justice. If it turns out to be that we're guilty, say it and let us end it. One way or the other, litigation must end.
Yeah.
So when it is not ending, that is where the problem is. At least the right to appeal will be there. But because they know our case is so good, okay, then they don't want to talk about it. Because they know there is no way that case can be decided against us. They know. The evidence is so clear. They have not been able to present, although they chung out lies on media, it is not as easy to do when you are in court. It is critical evidence, accessible evidence. You understand? And at the end of the day, the clerk said they invited us. Yes. The panel, the fact-finding panel that came from the National Assembly to act, present us evidence. Was it by through telephone call? Because the call log will be there. He could not present. Was it by text message? It wasn't there. So how? Newspaper advert that came 3 days after the inauguration was done.
Television advert?
Television advert, it came days. In fact, it was never there because they were wearing shorts. 8 people wearing shorts. You cannot hide the shadow. So even if you go to press, it will show that it was done at night. As against the 3 o'clock they were saying.
Osifo, do you see yourself wearing shorts in the State House of Affairs, in the Hallowed Chamber? If you were the guy in the position of that guy, how will you feel now? Will you be proud in Nigeria?
You see, my decision would have been different if the man who even wore the shorts is not there with them. You see, sometimes character and principle is difficult.
Yeah.
If you don't have it, you don't have it. How can a man be tied, like a sheep led before the shearer? You are dumb. Even when the time for freedom came, you refused to take freedom. And you said, well, this is where we are. What do we do? Let's just follow them. You have children. You have a wife. It was in the presence of your wife that you were kidnapped and carried to that place. Tied, your hands tied, wearing a short, and a pants slippers, and in a hollow chamber, and you allow that photographs will remain there.
Yeah.
It becomes a reference point. Unfortunately, anything that goes into Google doesn't come out. It doesn't leave. It stays there. So even at old age, we will still talk about it.
Yes.
Generations after us will talk about it. That is what they call once upon a time.
That is true. Thank you. Wonderful. I want to ask again, to put the record straight. The 14 of you were sometime in Abuja, outside Edo State. People want to know, they left Edo State, we're looking for them, we didn't find, they were in Abuja. What made you leave Edo State?
On the 18th of, this nocturnal inauguration was done on the 17th of June, 2019, at about 9:30 p.m. So when we got wind of it, that same night, at about 11 o'clock, then we called ourselves together, somewhere in Golden Tulip, in Benin City, Benin City. We scheduled a meeting to address a World Press Conference. While we were there, they struck. The former CPS, CSO to the governor, led group of armed thugs, numbering over 400, and they invaded that place. Some of our colleagues, were beaten. For instance, Honorable Victor Eduro, Said, my colleague Oshomole, they were beaten. And they were even hospitalized thereafter. It took the police, and they were random shooting on that day. It was only God that saved us. They destroyed the property of that hotel on that day. It's on record. It was captured in CCTV. Some of us do have the record. I'm sure you were also aware. Now, when it lasted for over 3 hours. The CP, we called him. He was not in town. He was in Abuja. We started reaching out because we were all trapped there. We started reaching out to kind-hearted Nigerians, and they got across to the IG. And the IG had followed up the tension in Edo through the report of the SSS, and even the police. So the security operatives, they were concerned, they were worried. So they came on that day and they rescued us. And they took us through the DCP then, Deputy Commissioner of Police. They took us to the State CID, State Police Command. We were there from 5 o'clock till 10 p.m. that night. It can be very funny sometimes. This system has collapsed, and it's unfortunate. When it was now about 8 to 8 p.m., they brought, papers and say, write your statement. I said, are you arresting us? Did we come to report anybody? You brought us here. You said for safety. How come? We have asked you that we want to leave. You said we should write statement. For what? He said, well, after some time, fine gentleman, a guy came from the government house. I think he was PS government house at that time. And he came into his office. He met us there. And he went out to see the man. By the time he returned, the DCP returned, he told us that we heard he was calling, he was on phone, apparently talking to who we not discovered later to be the Commissioner of Police. That he said, he was giving situation report, that the governor said they should detain and charge them.
Wow. For
lawful assembly.
Okay.
And causing arrest in the state. I don't know where press conference talking about your rights became an arrest. And the man said, look, do you know how many persons have called me on this matter? You better let them go. Now, the police advised us that you need to leave this town because of the report. They have asked that anywhere they see you people, they should hunt you down. We did not sleep in our home on that day. We managed to sleep elsewhere. Then, in the morning, which was now on the 19th, we left Benin for Abuja. And when we got to Abuja, we needed safety first. We were exiled. Not because we wanted to, but the activities of the governor and his co-travelers, perhaps those who wanted to please him. Now, when we got to Abuja, we were not, what is staying in the hotel? It's irresponsible.
Yes.
We are not irresponsible, but we needed to be safe so that we can fight for our rights. People go to exile. Tinubu and others, they've been in exile when fighting for their rights. Are they not back? They are back. You have to save yourself, protect your life, so that you can continue the fight. Of course, when we got here, the National Assembly, we reported the matter. We reported the matter to the then NWC of the party. We reported the matter to the Mr. President. We reported the matter to the Oba of Benin, traditional rulers, and all that. Clergymen and all that. They had different opinion, and even governors called. We had meetings, several meetings. There were meetings we even had with the governor. At the instance of his colleagues, several governors, particularly the one from Plateau State and all of that, at his lodge. And had Fayemi of Ekiti and several other governors in attendance. The governor was arrogant. He was arrogant. The governor of Kaduna State, at some point, with other governors, also sat with the then national chairman to talk about this matter. Where Governor Basiki, the governor of Edo State, was waiting for. He didn't attend. They even said they were coming to Benin to meet with stakeholders. All that, the governors were in Benin. He left Benin. So, what do you want us to do? Or later, you saw when they started throwing bombs. And he even threatened openly when he couldn't wait. When he couldn't wait, he went to the podium and said, they are in Abuja. They said they are coming. Let them come. And we will tell them, we will teach them lesson. That was open threat. What he threatened behind, only time revealed it through his mouth on the podium. So you don't take things for granted, especially when a security chief is telling you, go into hibernation for safety. You must leave this climb. And they kept on talking to us from time to time. I enjoyed the privilege of hearing from them from time to time. There were even times they offered that I should come. They wanted to talk to me. I obliged the then commissioner of police. And I told them, I said, you must guarantee my safety. You are also aware that I went to the then IG. The IG provided me with security. Because I told him, I said, when you are ready for the trouble you are causing in Edo State, be ready to come and pick body bags. I'm sure you listened to that conversation on channels. And the next day I went to him, we met. I told him. So, my brother, for those who are saying we are absconded, I am sure by now they know better. Those in PDP who were hungry for power and probably wanted him to come over, joined him to propagate those issues. But I will always have my respect for one person. Great man. A renowned, opposition leader. In the person of Chief Osi Obi. I recall when this matter happened, the date happened, he condemned it. And the statement he made about it is still there. For a man like that, till today, he still holds that view. It wouldn't matter whether you are PDP or APC. It's about statehood. It's about nationhood. Yeah. So these are the kind of men I respect.
Could that be the reason why you guys visited the PDP national chairman to also report the issue? You were not there, but your colleagues met the PDP national chairman. I mean,
whether I was
you
there,
were in APC.
Whether I was there or not, whatever my colleagues did, they did in good faith, and I am.
But I
agree with that. Now, in my constituency or our constituencies, we were not voted. Although there's no independent candidacy as it is today. But the moment you are voted, who can tell that it is only your party men that voted for you? If what you need to win an election is only your party men, then you will never win.
What do you expect the PDP?
What it means is that you may come by the platform of a political party, but you represent everybody, both PDP, APC, and what have you. Yes. As it is today, PDP is condemning it. APC is condemning it. Those who are non-political actors, they are condemning it. So why should we? So we have told our party. We have also gone to report him to his party. Tell your man, Godwin Obaseki, to allow us to work for our people because democracy is suffering. That is how it ought to be. I don't know. I am Washington, yes. But I cannot play politics if I'm not in politics. I must belong to a political party. And the law, as it is today, would suggest that nobody can run for any political office except you first register and subscribe to the doctrine of a political party. I'm an APC. You know? But PDP is asking me questions. Why is this man behaving like this? Interestingly, those who supported him before, when he was in APC, they thought he was, he knows how to propagate wrong or false information.
I understand there are
using
crises
the
in
media.
PDP now.
Oh yes, even you see, wherever he goes, he creates crisis.
You think so?
He is crisis personified.
Oh.
And as a matter of fact, all that he did, you see, it is unwise to behave in a manner, and you sell the manner to people that you are not the troublemaker, and they bought from you hook, line, and sinker. It would be unwise to move from that enclave into a different enclave who sympathized with you, and in their words, who gave you shelter, and you shred them to pieces, just like you did in PDP, in APC. Today, both PDP and APC, they now know that the common enemy is Godwin Obaseki. He's the common political enemy. I had written before in one of my treatises that I talked about the Edo political class under the sword of Damascus.
Yes.
And no thanks to Godwin Obaseki. He's the guy. He talks about political godfather. You see, the modern day godfather who walks in bad faith and bad light is Godwin Obaseki. How bad can it be that you will stop 14 constituencies from being represented? You will impose your duty, your will, on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You will debar people their rights, and you will play God. And like I said, I do not dislike him as much as I dislike those who are in the judiciary today. It's a pity. It's a pity. And if they don't know, someday they'll be out of office like Obaseki too. I've seen those who handled it before, who didn't handle it well, they left office. Let them not become laughing stock, who will not enjoy the love of the environment or society they come from, and who will place the curse on their phobia just because they didn't behave well. It is wrong. But I don't know why people behave like this. I don't know. Power is good only when it is judiciously used.
Yeah. If you find yourself in the same party with Obaseki today, assuming Obaseki comes to APC, how will you take it?
If Obaseki decomes to APC, I'm not the owner of APC. I'm a member of APC. Movement is allowed. I've heard people say a lot of things and all of that. If he wants to come, yeah. I'm not the owner of the party. I subscribe to the party. If you want to subscribe, yes. We have same movement, left and right. I'm not against it. I don't have a right to be against it. Why will I even bother myself? Because no matter what I say, it will not count. Don't forget. Whatever I say is not selective. I mean it. It's from my soul. I harbor no hostile intention against anybody. I have a spirit of fellowship to all and malice to none. So it is not my party. I cannot claim ownership. I can only claim ownership to the extent of my submission to the will of my party. Therefore, if persons who run the party, they say he should come in, or he applies to them to come in and is in, well, except he repents.
It seems your party at the national level enjoys its activity, enjoys its comrades, enjoys its relationship, such that they are unable to. Or it seems your federal government, you are in APC, the federal government APC. Why are you so? Why is it no suffering?
Well, sometimes when you think about the whole situation, you will not want to leave your room. When you wake up in the morning, you seem drained of your strength. But with God, nothing is impossible. For me, it is embarrassing, the kind of federal government we have. It is embarrassing, the kind of party we run at the national. These are not good signs or good signals of a party who wants to bequeath good leadership to the next. Because you can't give what you don't have. And it's a shame. You cannot be talking about integrity and the need to do these things well, and you do not reconcile with this lucid fact that charity begins at home. We have a home in the party today that is becoming a laughing stock. And it is unfortunate. The governors are becoming too self-centered, selfish, and they arrogate too much power to themselves. And they see themselves as God. And for me, it doesn't make sense. I have seen too many X. And one day, they will be X. They become X. When I am in the airplane, I'm traveling, and I see some of these ex-governors, sometimes they carry their bags by themselves. I remember how had the mighty fallen. How? As you grow with age, it becomes poisonous for you to eat more than your stomach can carry.
Yeah.
If you do, it will affect your health.
Yeah.
So the moment you start selecting food, it means that you are retiring. You are getting close to where to obtain your boarding pass. Or perhaps you already have your boarding pass, you know, but you are just waiting for the flight to land so that you will board. So what is that? So life in itself is not forever. So men who are privileged to be, is a privilege to be alive. We must be very careful. APC leaders, some of them, particularly the ones in Abuja, they are living in error and they are giving very wrong signals. Unfortunately, the other political party is not even ready. What I know is that an opposition is not a destructive, it's not for destructive purpose.
No.
Rather, it is an alternate government.
Yes.
And what is an alternate government? An alternate government is a pool of persons who come together under a political party as an instrument of struggling power to provide, you know, alternate means
Yes.
and processes
Yes.
of governance.
Yes.
And it teaches the government in power how to do things alternatively. And in the process of providing that alternate leadership, you sell yourself or you warm yourself into the hearts of the people. But again, if you don't have it, you don't have it. So the question is, who did this to us as a people? Who did this to us as a people? Those who subscribed, a party wouldn't matter only by name. It will matter, so to speak, by reason of those who subscribe to it. They are the managers of the party.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the managers of the party, you look at their name and their credibility, you will tell that this party can survive or cannot survive. Nigerians are confused. Why should you throw Nigerians into a
Your
state?
party is unable to organize national
state of
convention.
conflict?
What happened?
It is highly embarrassing. I have heard.
Are you sure 26 is sacrosanct?
From what I'm hearing,
Yes.
if anything I have read today is anything to go by. You see, one thing I don't like deceiving myself. If you set out to make a journey, and there are certain things you must do to get that journey success, and you have 10, but you had 3 months to do all the 10, but with just 3 days or 9 days to go, you have only done 2. And the 2 you have done, they are the easiest. It therefore means that it is very unlikely that you will travel on that day. Therefore, if you reduce it to this valid argument, then it goes to tell us that it is very unlikely that the Congress will hold. And if it doesn't hold, it's a shame. Not just on APC, a national shame that APC had brought on the people of Nigeria. Like I said, unfortunately, the opposition are even worse. It goes to tell me that it's really, if you put old wine in a new bottle, it remains, the content remains the same.
Yes.
The content has nothing to do with the bottle. The bottle is just the form. The content is the content.
Yeah.
Therefore, Nigerians, it appears to me, we have been tied to this fate that things never go well. And we have accepted that it doesn't go well. And those who are elected or appointed, they are even worse off. Because when they come to office, they take it as a personal thing. They don't work for the party, they don't work for the system, they don't work for the people. So, people are in politics to just so to make themselves relevant and to make themselves better. And form this kind of, create this kind of impression of an overlord over those who help them to come to office. Those who help them to office become the servant, and they become the boss. That is why the party is not strong, it's getting weaker, okay, and they are getting stronger. And that is why the institutions are not even there. Where they do exist, they are so weak, because the elements that parade themselves as leaders, they have strangled whatever is left of it. Now, it drains us of our dreams, and it's quite unfortunate. No nation can move forward properly so if the parties do not have what it takes to do what is right. The conscience of our political leaders, their consciences are dead. They are dead. Every day, it slumps to even more critical situation. I am not afraid of yesterday. I am worried about today, but I am very afraid of tomorrow.
It's true.
I am.
I'm not cutting you short. I want to go back to the State House of Assembly. Now, the Constitution says a maximum of 40 and minimum of 24. Now, in a state where you have just 10, and the state government is passing budget and screening commissioners, what does it portend for the future?
Section 91 is clear that no State House of Assembly shall be more than 40 and none less than 24. If you dissect the content of that section 31 and you compare it to what is happening in Edo today, you need no harbinger to tell you that it is against the Constitution. It is unconstitutional. And everything that is done in an action that is unconstitutional remains unconstitutional, including the budget you are talking about, the screening of commissioners, or whatever was done, because the foundation doesn't exist in the eyes of the law. It does not exist. And you cannot put something on nothing and expect it to stand. That is the popular one. But my own part of it is that you cannot, an attempt to stand an empty sack will be an attempt to
Can we test that in law court?
Oh yes, of course, why not? It can be tested in a law court. It can be tested in law court. What brings about issues in the law court, filing cases in the law court? It is because you believe that something is right, it's wrong, or there's something to prove.
Yes.
If you feel it, and you think you can prove it, you go. And the court will be there, is always there to say what is right, and sieve it from what is wrong, and present it as it were. That is why we are worried that naturally, that is the order of events. But in Edo, as it is today, with regards to the judiciary and the case of these 14, who were excluded from the house, it is taking, a different turn, and it is worrisome.
I'm worried, assuming this case lingers on till election. First of all, I want to find out, how do you survive? You spent money to go into the House of Assembly to make law for your people and to contribute your quota to the development of the state. Now, how do you survive? And if this case lingers on, where do you go from there? Are you planning to contest for any other election?
Yes. Thank you for your concern. That is what humanity is all about. You feel for yourself and you feel for others. But like Jesus would say, don't bother about me. Yeah, don't bother about me. I'm just fine because I believe in God and my tomorrow is guaranteed. Now, those who chase an innocent man, they only create further opportunities for that innocent man to prove his worth. And those innate qualities that are in him that he didn't know, it will be an opportunity to prove it. I didn't know. There are a lot of things I didn't know I could do that I have done. And when I look back, I say, this could only be God. So it gives me this conviction that if he has taken me through all of this, and with my colleague, I'm very sure the future is bright. I can tell you. That was why I said, I know what I can be. I also know what I cannot be again. So for me, to go straight to the point, if we were allowed to go into the house, by now, it would have been okay, to ask for a renewal of that mandate.
Yeah.
So, Whether this case is in court or not, we are in politics and we are not taking our eyes off the radar. We will fly the flight and we will land it well by God's grace. Now, am I contesting? Yes, I am contesting.
House of Assembly?
No. It is my turn. When I mean my, I'm talking about the constituency I represent today in the House of Assembly, which is Uhunde. We rotate power in terms of representation within the federal constituency of Oriomo and Uhunde, 8 years apiece. And it is the turn of Uhunde. In 1999, our father, great man, His Excellency Dr. Pius Ibrahim Dubu from Oriomo, represented us to 2007. My mentor, erudite Dr. Samson Osagi, represented us in the axis from 2007 to 15. My other wonderful brother from Oriomo, the baton was given to him. Great guy, my friend and my brother, alias for stomach infrastructure. I commend him for what he's doing in terms of feeding and representing our people in that capacity. So that earned him that name, stomach infrastructure. And today, he's there, trying to round up the 8 years of Oriomo. It is the turn of Uhunde. Now, I have looked at it. The first question a man must ask himself, are you qualified? You don't just ask because you want to ask. You don't just ask because you want to be like others who have been there. The question is, what do you want? What do you have to offer? Yeah. Especially at these critical times, when the nation is bogged down with issue of leadership and poor issue of leadership. And the right answers must be provided by the right people. You must be knowledgeable enough. You must be ready to work. You must have conscience to serve.
You must also know if the people are also willing to give you their mandate again, because they will tell you, oh, we gave you House of Assembly.
Now let me tell you. A lot of persons, a few persons share that sentiment politically. It may interest you to know that when it is time to contest election, a lot of people, they come out because of ambition. They somersault. Those who supported your claims and said, I fought for you and said, yeah, what you did, man of integrity you are. Because they now want to contest election and they are eyeing the same position, they take a detour. Those are not credible men, I'm telling you. I look at them, I don't pity them. I pity a society who want to reckon with such people. I'm telling you. People offered us money to decamp. They offered us money to do otherwise. But we believe in our party, the All Progressives Congress. We fought this battle and we will continue to fight for our party. We brought character to bear. We brought integrity to bear. And nothing will take that away from us. Because we believe that right men must be in right position.
Is it that you want the party?
So for me, I am, let me put it straight, succinctly, I am contesting for the House of Reps to represent the Oriomo Uhunde Federal Constituency. Look, I know what I'm made of. Those who are to contest against us, with due respect to them, they know.
But you don't have money again. You don't have means of.
Now let me tell you, my brother. When
you talk,
when you talk about issue of money, first, nobody gives me money to run my politics. I've been running politics. I've contested for local government. This House of Assembly you're talking about, I contested for it in 2009. I've contested twice to go to the local government, 2012 and 2018. I contested for House of Assembly and I won. My brother, I don't go to people for money. And when I'm going to represent, the last thing on my mind is money. And those who boast with money, they don't have anything to offer. I am telling you, I don't look at financial war chest as what you have, you must put first in anything you are doing. Do you have the know-how? They know. Let them be boasting about money. Look, I don't boast about money. But when the time comes, we will do what we have been doing.
If the party, assuming the party is supposed to say, oh, you have tried for the party, you've represented us well, you didn't play to the shenanigans of the governor, we want to compensate you with this position, go to the National Assembly and represent us. And the party all say, oh no, please step down. We have this guy over there. Let us give it to him. How will you feel?
Well, let me tell you something. It will only kill the party. Because the moral justification for doing right thing is that time will come when you make sacrifice, the system that you sacrifice for will also recognize you and reward you handsomely. That is the spirit of God.
Do we have that in your party? Does your party have this? How do you thank people now? Reward system in your party. I think it's very poor.
A reward system.
Yeah. Well, from the national to the state, and it's
okay,
poor.
I can tell you about the state. Let us not put the cart before the horse.
Okay.
I believe in tomorrow. I'm an apostle of one day. And I beg God to teach me to live one day at a time.
The other,
You know, when the time comes, I am sure men of conscience will do what is just, proper, and fit. Men of conscience will know that if there will be a party, and if there will be true leadership, those who have worked and labored, because the Bible said the workmen deserve their wages. Yes. If it is true that we have worked, our work will speak for us.
You are also going to be confronting the PDP in the election. The governor is still sitting. Are you thinking in that direction, that the governor may work against you?
Now, let me tell you, elections are dynamic,
yes,
as it is today. The governor, I can tell you, he likes me. Yeah, he doesn't hate me. He may be fighting me, but he doesn't hate me. But I'm sure in his heart of hearts, he likes my courage. He likes my content. And he knows. Let me tell you, the truth is that politicians can play with anything. They can hire you to do the dirty job for them. But in their heart, they have no regards for you.
Yeah.
A day will come where the right men with good conscience they will be looking for. And they want to protect an interest. They will come for people like you. They love your antecedents. And when they recommend some other persons who do not understand the play, the power play, will say, why not? This man was with us. You know, say, oh no, that guy did a dirty job. If he was bought, anybody can buy him. Yes. We cannot put this in his hand. Yes. This guy, can't you see the way he stood his ground? Even your enemies, they jealous you when you have content and character.
I'll ask you the final question. I'll ask you before we go. That you mentioned that Dr. Paul Sodubu, the former deputy governor, was in the National Assembly before. I understand it's from Orionwo East. Then it came back to Wunwude. Then it went back to Orionwo South. People are suggesting that it should go back to Orionwo East because you have 3 constituencies that make up the federal constituency. How are you going to think about that?
No. That is ideological somersault. It amounts to, it's neither here nor there. Because at the end of the day, it is not shared on the basis of the number of constituencies. It is shared on the basis of local government.
Okay.
It is between Uhode and Orionwo. Okay. Not between Uhode, Orionwo East, Southwest, or whatever. No. It is between Orionwo and Uhode. And it may interest you to know that our leader, responsible, respectable leader, Honorable His Excellency Dr. Paul Sodubu, he knows, as one of the founding fathers of true democracies in modern times, he knows that sharing was given birth to by our fathers, the founding fathers of the political structure, as it were, today. And if you see, Orionwo and Wunde people, they are responsible people. And I can tell you, we are not bothered about those sentiments. We will respect the rights of what we have been doing. We, the Wunde people, when our leader, Honorable Charles Idahosa, we, once upon a time in the last election, that brought our brother back from Orionwo, one of us wanted to contest, and that person was told, Wunde will not support you because we do not have that on our agenda. We must respect the rules of our founding father, the unwritten rules of our founding father. It is not the turn of Wunde, it's the turn of Orionwo. Therefore, I still believe, because I know them, they are there. Such men who of truth do exist in Orionwo. they will also tell our brothers and perhaps sisters there who have this intention to do this. But majority of them do know. Majority of them do know because we talk. And they even tell us from the Oriental houses that no, this is not the right thing to do.
I want to ask you what you think you want to do differently. Last question. I think next time I will ask you again, please come to the studio, come and tell us what do you think you will do differently from what the present person has done, from what those two people who have gone there before to do. I want to know, what will you do differently? Not now, but I want to find out from you lastly. This issue of godfatherism. People say, oh, you help him to become governor. Tomorrow is fighting you back. We've seen Aregbesola, we've seen Obaseki, we've seen several governors fighting their people who have assisted them to get into office. What lessons are we learning from those?
Well, you know, human beings will always be human beings. When you import people from nowhere without screening their character, you cannot escape what happens. Although there's no act to find the man's construction on the face, you know, so says Macbeth. But however, if you put your mind to it and you are not in a hurry to do it, you will know that those who do not go through the ropes cannot know how to play the game. They will always be selfish. If you import people that are strange to us, strange to a system, into a system, when they get to the office, they will impose their will on you. And what you see is what you just reported. For instance, we have been on ground fighting for this party. We made sacrifices. There were times where bombs were being thrown. Where were they? There were times when they chased us out of Edo. We took the risk. Where were they? There were times when they gave us offered money. We didn't want to betray our party. We stood our grounds. They were happy. But really now they are saying Washington and the 13, they don't have money. Well, God will provide for sacrifice.
Amen. Thank you so very much. Quite interesting. It's nice time having Honorable Dr. Washington Osifo in our studio here in Abuja. We sincerely want to appreciate your time and the elucidation. We thank you for the courage, the political clout. We want to also appreciate you for what you stand for. I think we are looking up to you. We want to follow your footsteps and be able to get the courage to stand and say, no, we will not allow money to decide our future. We will not allow money to decide what we will do. We appreciate all of those who join us for this show, and hope to see you next time. This evening, we're going to have another show, another interesting show, for the same House of Rep in Edo State. Please join us. Thank you so very much, and God bless.